I don't want any spam. I don't like spam.
Spam, 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 spam.
You know, nobody likes spam, especially Google, and they're telling us that on a regular basis from Penguin Updates and Panda Updates. I tell you what, if you haven't heard us before, this is Edge of the Web Radio, brought to you from Site Strategics and Marketing Tech Blog. We talk about all manners of things regarding internet marketing, so you will want to check us out, sitestrategics.com and marketingtechblog.com. Talking about spam, a lot of it has to do with bad content, and there's no good way to say this except the fact that the truth of the matter is that if you were writing spam or if you were buying spammy articles for your own website, time to stop that because you're getting hit. You may or may not know that, but move away from it. And who best to bring on the show and talk about content and content marketing than Jen Lezik from Marketing Tech Blog?
Hello.
How about that for a segue?
Well, thank you.
We have this segment for Marketing Tech Blog, and we always offer that up for some great information and articles that Marketing Tech Blog is providing us. So take it away.
All right. Well, this week we have a lot of interesting infographics on the blog, and I kind of want to focus on TV and social. Okay. Doug actually recently purchased a socially integrated TV, and I need to go over there and see it. But one of the infographics specifically talked about how it doesn't right now. TV is still social, even if we don't have the fancy TVs. Most of the time, people have a second screen in front of them, whether it's a mobile, tablet, computer. I always have my computer in front of me when I'm watching TV, always. And interesting statistic: 86% of tablet owners have used the tablet while watching TV. Huge, But my point. So I'm watching a new show, Prison Break. It's not new, but and there's no social promotion whatsoever. Like there's no hashtag, and that drives me insane. And I, from a content perspective, you need to, one, have a hashtag. Two, you need to tell people directly. One of the points made in the infographic was with any TV or advertising or TV shows, whatever it is, instead of telling people just to go to Facebook or Twitter now, you have to give them a simple and concise landing page. You need to tell them how to do it, when to do it, where to go. So, and
then on the other side, make it very easy for them to understand what you want to do after they get there. Yeah,
right. And another interesting fact was 2/3 of people use social media while they're watching a TV show. If you don't have, again, getting back to the hashtag. And,
Walking Dead.
There you go. Yeah. And having, some shows like Sons of Anarchy has a pretty cool social hub. Like having a place where people like literally either a forum or where you can just see the stream of people who are using the hashtag, so you don't have to set that up yourself. So, yeah.
It's
true.
And it's going to get more and more. Where it's going to go is, and we were doing this a while back on different video layering techniques that I was working on in another career a long time ago. But there's going to be the introduction of the ability to interact and click on that video stream, and you're going to have that next springboard into not only just go to your second screen, but actually interact right there with that Twitter handle, and it's going to take you to that Twitter feed and have a split screen on that TV. So,
that's coming next for sure.
Yeah,
it's not too far out of the horizon. You're going to be talking about Walking Dead, and they're going to be right up there, a link. Somebody's going to click it, ADD. This is going to be playing on another tab, and then they're going to be looking at the Walking Dead references.
Just think of the click-through rates. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Didn't mean to
hijack your feed there. Go ahead.
No, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, as I was talking about earlier, I'm, huge on content marketing, and Eloqua just recently came out with an infographic about the modern marketer, and 82% are now using content marketing to get their audience involved, and now it's only 32% are using print, TV, radio.
Dead.
Wow.
Not except for radio. Radio's live and kicking.
Well, yeah, for sure. No, it's interesting in the research that I've done. We talk about podcasts and webcasts are still very much appreciated. Yeah. And, the thing that people don't realize about content marketing and SEO, they think they're two separate. They are two separate activities, but everything is interrelated in your web strategy. So Doug always says that, the 4 things you need to think about when creating content are relevancy, recency, frequency, and shareability. At the end of the day, if your content is valuable and quality content, it's going to be shared. That's going to add to your SEO. So yes, you need to do other activities like optimize, I'm not sure if you guys are big WordPress fans.
Absolutely. And the WP Engine.
We love WP Engine. We love WordPress. Like, even doing the simple things with Yoast, the Yoast plugin. I'm not sure if you guys use that. I love it.
He was working on that just last night.
It's my fun little tool. But, like creating quality content. And the other thing, so in my research, I've been doing definitions of content marketing. So it all starts with defining a target audience, creating something that is educational and valuable, but my focus is really telling the story and personalizing the brand. Content marketing, yes, you might be providing similar information to competitors, but content marketing provides that opportunity to effectively personalize your brand, adding some sort of storytelling element or something that really differentiates you. That's because people do business with people. They don't do business with businesses. Right. So I always thought that content marketing was kind of like the initiating the connection.
No. Well, it is, but it's also... where you're going is where consumers are actually wanting to have an understanding of the personality of the company more so than ever before. So where it used to be brochure content, and that's where you thought you could stay, you really have to create the atmosphere, the relationship with consumers and customers, because that's what they're now expecting on a regular basis. And the society is pivoting around that you have to have a personality coming through your business edifice.
Right.
You have to, and you have to be very attuned to what your consumers are looking for.
Right.
Yeah. So
right.
It's all about the message that you're bringing out on a regular basis, and how you can get that shared, and it's almost like throwing a what do you call it? Skipping rocks along the pond. If you can get that rock skipping 3 or 4 times, it's going to be successful because it's going to grow in its very nature.
But it's going to go in the water.
Well, that's why you're going to be using the edge.
Debbie Downer. Content marketing also provides 2 major benefits. The first is it really, there's always been influencers in any industry, but this really highlights the thought leaders.
Absolutely.
Joe Chernoff he recently left Eloqua, but Joe Chernoff is, he was their thought leader. And, other Matt Cutts from Google, he's thought leader, So it really gives, but the company kind of has to have a strategy about that. So I'm on the edge whether or not sales should be thought leaders because there's still that underlying tone. But, that's one benefit.
No, I get you. Yeah, absolutely.
I still don't understand what happens because the thought leader is going to be essentially plugged into your Google Plus account, right? That's the way I'm understanding authority, ranking. What happens when that sales thought leader or that thought leader of that company rips his position out and goes into another company?
The company has to prepare for that, but you also have to keep in mind those thought leaders, they're not going to be able to leave in 2 weeks. They have to give enough notice, and they probably have to deal with legal things that...
are the company going to control your content?
Or are those Google profiles going to be company-controlled assets that you're going to have to actually reinvest a whole nother identity whenever you leave? And that's really important.
Yeah, we all don't know that because it's changing so fast.
Yeah.
I guess
Google's putting a huge weight on that authorship, and that's what we were really on the fence with, is that, okay, if now I can't talk about a couple different things, I can only talk about one particular vertical market, that's fine. But what happens if I change my industry?
Right.
All that relevancy that I had right there is gone, although
Unless you control your own content and you're just your own
Right.
man.
But,
Everybody's your own man.
even the content that you were, even if you do control your own content, what you were writing in that vertical market
Yeah.
is not applicable to this new vertical market that I
Right.
changed
Right.
sales into.
Right.
I mean,
Unless you get into another company with the same kind of vernacular.
I agreed.
Yeah.
But I think they may be putting a little bit too much weight on that one person's authorship.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a tough call.
I do think it should be divided. I mean, but it all gets back to strategy. Like, Doug is the SEO thought leader for us. I'm the content gal. Marty is the social business strategist. Those are our areas, and those are the areas that we're going to be thought leaders. So if you lost me, then obviously you need, I don't know. That's something to think about.
Yep, absolutely.
Good point, though.
Anything else in the realm of marketing tech blog?
Well, the other thing I wanted to point out is that content marketing really helps align marketing and sales. There's always been a division, a strong division, especially in corporate America, between marketing teams and sales. And now it really is, you have to have a well-oiled machine that is integrated with both marketing and sales goals so that, those leads are passed on to the right person and the transition is smooth.
And you got to be able
Yeah.
to see what's effective, what's working. And sales used to be so isolated, but now they're intractable. They have to be able to talk to each other because you won't know if you got to measure. Get back to measurements. You got to be able to push out there and see the results and see how the results trickle down in a lot of different areas. And sales is directly, at the altar of marketing sometimes, and vice versa. So you need to have that focus. Well, that's great information. If you want to see these articles and much more, they've got hundreds of articles. Thousands. That's right. Well, they've been going for
Thousands of visitors, too.
Thousands of visitors as well. Go to marketingtechblog.com, or there's a lot of different ways you can go see them, but check them out. They've got a plethora, that's the word of the day, of good information. So be sure to check out Marketing Tech Blog. This is Edge of the Web Radio. We're coming back real quick with a checklist of how to start up your e-commerce website. Talk to you real soon.